Evolution and Chiefs with a second wind win the fight in a big way.
The Gravitas, they try and make the play. Rek'Sai still hunting with the pea shooter, but now they push forwards. Chiefs have said no reason to go for the Baron. We are just going to use the cannon wave and we're going to push for the mid inhibitor first. And Gravitas, they push, they pick the wrong moment, and they are.
How far will the Chiefs push right now with the wave? They feel they can go in here and into the back. Goes Praelus, he goes golden, but the rest of the team collapses around and they... And that is going to be the inhibitor, and to end this right here, right now, Chiefs Esports Club are going to be buying order a ticket into the gauntlet today. Just looking for that 50 gold on the Nexus, and while they've cleaned up the rest of Gravitas, they do it and shut them out of the playoffs.
And just like that, the Chiefs, Swiper's done it for his old teammates. The Chiefs do it, they get a pretty clean victory in the end. A couple of moments, a couple of hiccups that they can definitely go back to the drawing board on, that they can VOD review, but the win's there for them in the end. And honestly, it's just devastating for the side of Gravitas, because they had the fate in their own hands. No one expected them to win this game, but you still have to believe in yourself at that moment. Gravitas just did not have what it takes.
Not for lack of trying, but you're right. They just couldn't quite pull it through when it mattered. I think the bigger game, of course, was going to be the Order one, but when they couldn't execute in that game, they had a tougher challenge ahead of them. And, you know, there were moments in this that it really did look like Gravitas could take it.
Yeah.
But Chiefs reasserted themselves, and even without anything to play for on their own side, they put in an incredibly strong showing, and whew, how about that?
There was a point in the game where it was 5-2, and Gravitas had two shutdown champions. They had the Riven, they had the Azir, and you're thinking to yourself, oh God, like, they're actually about to do it. And that's the thing, at the end of the day, like, when you take on the Chiefs and you can't beat them to get into playoffs, you still need to be able to beat the Chiefs at some stage if you want to win the OPL, right? So they couldn't do it here, so they weren't able to do that in the playoffs. That's just the way that the cookie crumbles for the side of Gravitas. Chiefs, they still proved too strong.
They did prove too strong, and honestly, it does feel bad if you're Gravitas, but I think they can look back at this split and, you know, be proud of what they have accomplished, because this was a new org. You know, they really kind of came out, and it's hard to tell where the expectations were going to be, and they were this close to making it into the playoffs the first time. You know, that feels good overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Gravitas should be happy with their split performance so far. They're building into the second split for certain, and, you know, I know their coaching staff, you'd have to trust that they're going to continue to put them all in the right direction.
Absolutely. Okay, well, let's go ahead and send it off to the couch to break the game down a little further.
Chiefs, congratulations. We'll get to Chiefs' victory in a second, but it turns out the Gravitas did actually have another curveball up their sleeves going into that draft.
Yeah, absolutely, and I really liked it. I checked in with my top laner, Tally. He said that's a really good Riven matchup. He was happy with it. Bryce was happy with the matchup, and I said that if there was going to be a curveball, it was going to be in the top lane. Parbu certainly is a little bit of a cheese lord, has played things like Pantheon, Malphite competitively. The fact that he pulled out the Riven, I think Swiper wouldn't have been surprised. Plays it a lot in solo queue. In fact, their jungler plays it as well. I knew something like that was coming, and boy oh boy, it nearly worked, because even towards that end of the game, I'm pretty confident if Parbu and Swiper just fought 1v1 to the death, Parbu wins that like 9 times out of 10. So if you have a winning side lane and it is here who can hold forever, unless you make a crazy engage, which a couple of the Chiefs members were able to do multiple times, then you can have a win condition to win that game. So just can't say, like, you know, obviously competitors, but also big fans of Oceanic League of Legends, and Gravitas blew my socks off this split. Like, they were certainly a team worthy of playoffs and just missed it.
Absolutely.
Is it maybe to Swiper's test credit then that despite the less than ideal start to that game, that he was able to stay relevant? I know you were complimenting me a lot backstage.
I think there's no secret that, like, I love Swiper. I love Brandon Holland. Like, he's a very, very good friend, and I would say, like, one of the people that I respect the most, like, just as a human being. And then Swiper as a League of Legends player, I think, like, has been really hard done by his career, like, whole career. I always call him the most coachable player. I think he learns really quickly, and he's a sponge. He's definitely, like, one of the best captains, because he has changed, like, lineups 3 times now, and every single time his team looks like a legitimate competitor. And I think that he doesn't get any resources from his team, like, only very rarely goes to his lane, and yet he is everywhere on the map and a part of a lot of players. So yeah, I would certainly say that game was a testament to the Rock in the Top, like the Armored Titan, whatever you want to call him. Like, Big Swips has, like, done it again and had a pretty impactful game.
He's done it again. He's done it again. And Chiefs overall just must be so chuffed with the way that this whole split has gone.
Yeah, I mean, you make what? Another 2-3 roster changes. Like, I mean, they lost Spooks and Swiffer. They picked up Ryoma, super talented player, and Babip. You know, they're both on great teams. They leave now this time as well. You add in the fact fact that Destiny, who was a big engage tool for them, they bring in Ayla, who I think a lot of people were interested in, didn't really know which way I was going to fall. They've turned Billy into a absolute superstar as well. I think this is an organization, they're kind of like direwolves. When they get good players on the team, you're like, this is going to work, and every time it does.
I kind of, for a long time, Chiefs was all about the mid-top jungle, kind of synergy and whatnot. But now Raze has been on that team for 2 and a bit years now.
Yeah, he's been there for a while.
So him and Swips kind of have almost reached that kind of synergy as well, right?
Yeah, 2016, I think when Quinny K was first joining the roster just before Brisbane, he popped off then. Learned a lot from the international experience, and I feel like has been one of those players that has always...
Classic trip to Brazil.
Yeah, for those that don't know what we're talking about, he is up on Twitter afterwards. He'll explain it to you. He was there.
Happy to explain the Barney memes.
But yeah, so I think Quinny K is he's just I always say this, but they're a front to back team that plays their roles very well, and I don't know a safer pair of carries at the moment than Claire and Raze when they have 4 items. You give those 2 champions players 4 items, I don't care what they're playing, they'll win the game for you. You give them a couple of Infernal Drakes, it'll make it a hell of a lot easier. But you saw that last engage, you have a 3-item Riven flashing on a Callista, should not survive that, and yet he and Ayla play everything perfectly, and once that initial engage is gone, you've all of a sudden got a Kled on your back line, a Rek'Sai on your back line, a Lysandra on your back line. That's why they're so good, because they got beaten early game. A couple of the mid-game team fights, they got beaten as well. They were getting beaten around the map, and then 2 stages of the game you've beaten a team at, you've got shutdowns, you've got a 3,000 gold lead. Any other team, that game looks over. Chiefs just slowly build on their strong parts of the map, and then they blow you out in late game team fights. Those late game team fights weren't close. It was 3 for nothing, 4 for nothing. They just absolutely smack people, and I think that's why they're the legitimate threat to Bombers at the moment, if there is one, because the Bombers punish proactive plays, but every proactive play the Chiefs make, it seems to stick, and I think that's really dangerous for the Bombers.
All right, well, it's the last time you're going to hear from him before the gauntlet run, but we've got Big Swips at the desk right now.
Thank you very much, Nick Boy. And another successful game for the Chiefs. This time, you put it away and gave Order a ticket into the gauntlets. And, overall, it just seems like solid play all around. I don't know how else to ask this, but, what makes this Chiefs so damn resilient?
I don't know. I guess, to wear onto what Jake said, it's just an organization thing. I think that we have good fundamentals on how to bring up rookies, and I don't think we overdo rosters with all-star talent, or I think we just find a quite good mix of players, and it tends to work. And I feel like every time I come onto this desk, I'm just sitting here blushing because Jake's just giving me
singing your praises for a couple good reasons now. Yeah. That's good stuff. Hey, he's just getting you ready for it. But yeah, so you've gone through several years on the Chiefs roster, and you've seen a lot of players come and go. And this particular lineup seems like it's pretty stacked with talent as well. But what is your favorite thing about this particular iteration of Chiefs?
I would say that my favorite thing about this roster is that I can work more on myself. I think that obviously the first roster I was a follower, so I just listened to what everyone said. The second roster I got put onto a very big leadership role, and to an extent we had too many rookies, and I didn't get to work as much on myself, and I started doubting myself. Went through some bad times, but we won't go into that. But this year it just seems like we have a good mix of personalities, and I can sort of sit back and relax and just know that everything in the environment is going to be okay, and in that way I can work on myself and become a better player. So I guess that's why I've probably had some better individual performances, just because I think we're all just a lot more relaxed.
That's important. Usual. Absolutely. Yeah. So, keeping all that in mind, you also kind of help out some of your old teammates as well. Do you have anything shouting out to some of the Order guys that you used to play with?
I wish they shouted me lunch. They didn't. We went to lunch.
That's
and
rude.
They were worried that we were gonna not win this game, and I'm like, boys, if I get put in a position where I can win it and get to Simon and Sam in the gauntlet, I'm gonna take that. And maybe I didn't have the best game, but from start to finish, I knew the boys were gonna win for the Order boys. So I guess we've gone from enemies to now best friends.
Oh, well, it all's well that ends well. Okay, so you got one more game you're facing off against the Direwolves. You're locked into second place. You guys just gonna have fun with that one?
I think you'll be surprised with what's going to happen in the next game, so we'll just see what happens. We're not going to take them lightly. I think we want to end the season on a good record, so we're going to win the game. But yeah, just keep an eye out.
Fantastic stuff. All right, from Big Swips to Big Macs, let's go ahead and take a quick break.
We don't believe in labels at Macca's, like dinner or breakfast, so we're getting rid of them. Now you can enjoy dinner or breakfast whenever you want it. McDonald's all-day menu. Available 24/7.
We gotta go to another break. Rusty's microphone's broken.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
You're fine.
It's fine.
It's stuck.
It's okay. I mean,
Far back.
what were you gonna contribute?
Look at where it is.
I believe it's supposed to be basically in line with your mouth, and that's nearly there.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Twitch chat, let us know if you can hear Rusty and what he's saying. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be okay. And if it isn't, just tell us and we'll relay it as best as we can. All right, welcome to the couch. It's been a big 4 games for you.
Yeah, it was. But I didn't realise this, that everyone's biased now. They've all got their own team.
Yeah.
You're with AV. They're about to play.
Oh, I got it. Hang on.
Are we okay?
Yeah. No, we are. It's very weird. I wouldn't say biased, right? We are
Very biased.
We're all very.
Everyone in Twitch chat, call them biased.
Good, this is off to a great start.
We very much have a favourite team, of course, now because we all work with them. But when we're on broadcast,
Get on Reddit, flame them all, call them biased, dox them. No,
you will not get a snippet from me saying it.
But now you get to kick back a bit. You get to relax a little bit, but probably not too much because we are going to see an AB game. But
we're locked third.
You are locked third. Well, I just mean it's not like you could just tune out like I do.
Yeah, well, locked third, does that mean this is your opportunity to try something new? Or is it an opportunity to not reveal anything?
One thing about my team, Higgins, is you'll find that we try something new a lot.
Sure.
So this is probably not one of the times that we will try something new.
Oh,
This
it's
will
the
probably-
flip
yeah.
reverse, I see.
We don't want to show you anything, but we are confirmed in third place since Order beat Gravitas at that point. And of course, you saw with the last result, Order now locked in. So this game doesn't mean anything. But he's been wearing a heady weedy for most of the day, so pride doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, what's going on? Have you busted your neck somehow?
Yeah, so I found out because I'm a gamer that I'm sure we can all relate to this feeling. We use a keyboard and a mouse a lot.
Yep, you're
my
reaching forward.
scapula has moved. It's slightly out of place because I use the mouse with my right hand. So I was doing a shoulders at the gym and you've just tweaked it.
Do you, this is an ergonomics thing, as a gamer, you're meant to sort of sit as your hands quite far forward, aren't you?
Like that forward?
Well, just not like this, because I used to play with my
Surely there's a
keyboard.
middle ground between Tyrannosaurus Rex
This or this, that's
and
it.
diving board.
Because I used to play a lot with my wrist up against the side of the table. That was how I controlled my mouse. And then that wrecked my entire body somehow, and I had to sort of move forward, and it's better now. But injuries. Gaming is dangerous,
It's
everyone.
like up to the elbow on the table.
Right.
About.
What's your ergonomic position when you're gaming? Sort of hunched over like a goblin.
Squatting upside down crying. No, I feel like I'm relatively good. I think the desk's probably up about there. I try to float as much as possible and not rest.
You're kind of a gangly...
There's a lot of me.
You've got a lot of limbs going on.
Yeah, I sort of wrap around the keyboard and then come back around. But please let us know on Twitter using the hashtag IamOPL or send them in to usnickboy@gmail.com your worst gaming injuries. And how do you deal with them? What sort of wheat or oat product do you put on your shoulders? All right, speaking of
Unofficial endorsement.
no, it's not. Speaking of asknickboy@gmail.com, speaking of the Nick box and the Hing box, if I may.
Sure.
We got some questions. Fish.
The fish?
The fish.
The Singaporean celebrity fish?
The Singaporean fish.
Hey Nick boy, I have a question. Why does Hingers hate bees so much? He's meant to be vegan. Okay, the issue here is that I'm one of these fake vegans who still eats honey, and a lot of people find that offensive. And look, let me tell you, I'm sorry I'm not perfect. I love honey. That's yes. Nick, question.
I don't want to appear ignorant. I don't understand. Is the honey? Is it cruel for eating honey?
Look, my personal opinion is no. But there are some very angry people on the internet who disagree with me very vociferously. And I don't want to go too deep into it necessarily. Yeah, second question, Nick. Yes.
What else do bees have in their life if not to produce honey?
Wax, I imagine. Sort of a lot of wax-based fun. Yes, Nick.
Who gives a shit about wax?
I don't know. Bees, what do you got? You got wax.
Yep.
You got. They also. Bees.
You got that movie.
You got that movie with Jerry Seinfeld. Yes, Spawn?
Aren't they one of the most important creatures on the planet as
They
far
are.
as
In terms of pollination,
yeah.
but that's a byproduct.
Yeah.
Like as is my understanding, my very limited understanding of bees, they stand on the flower to get the nectar.
Do a bit of dancing on the
They
flower.
do some dancing. Their hairy little feet. Something to take.
Furry.
pick up stray pollen, they land somewhere else. So it's incidental. Like that to me is like if I'm on my way to work and I'm riding a bicycle to get fit, but the byproduct is that it's good for the environment. Like it's for them, their primary resource is like, we just got to make that honey.
Or alternatively, if you're riding a bike to work, the byproduct is just sort of like honey sort of streaming off the back of your bike.
That could be good.
Sort of a yellow brick road sort of situation.
You should get that and save the bees.
Yes. Well, I will say, I don't just eat the honey from the bees. I have my own stock of bees.
So
I love.
own bees?
Well, I don't know. Can one really own a bee? I have a hive.
I can own a dog, apparently.
Yeah.
Based on yesterday's conversation.
I think I would say if you've got them trapped on your roof and you gas them to take the honey, then yes, that is ownership.
No, these are real. They're real plastic bees. So I don't have to gas them at all. I don't smoke them out. I also feel like because I have bad asthma, the smoke wouldn't work well for me.
Probably not a good idea.
Anyway, yes.
How do you get placid bees?
The European honeybee is a lot less angry than others. It's the most chill of all the bees.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So do you get stung? I
No, very
most
rarely.
people probably don't care about that.
I don't think I've ever. I can't think of a time I've been stung.
Hold up. So you went and purchased bees?
No, I purchased a hive, and then the bees came to the hive.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, a couple
See,
$100
I
bucks.
thought that like this was just one of those weird TV shows where you like knock on your roof and like 6,000 bees come out. You're like, well, I'm a vegan, so I guess I now have a beehive in my house. I don't know what to do with it.
No,
you did it on purpose.
Well, what happened was a friend of mine.
You lured the bee.
Well, a friend of mine wanted to start a honey business. He's an idiot, and he purchased too many hives. And I said to him, "Look, why don't I take off one of these hives off your hands?" And then you just leave it there. 6 months later, little queen went in there, started a little hive of her own, and then
Sounds like an amazing life. Queens just wander the world looking for hives.
yeah,
That's great.
And then you harvest a bit of honey every couple of months.
So, there's native bees as well, as Betados is pointing out in the chat. Native bees in the backyard, they don't sting and they make our flowers nice. Protect our native bees. Could I put a beehive on? So I don't have a. I mean, I have a roof. I have a roof that I can put bees on.
Yeah.
But I've got like very big deck.
You don't have to put it in your roof. I just do it because that's where it's the best place for us. Put it in your garden.
But do I need to be like have some distance from it? Like I've got a baby. Is it okay for that baby to be wandering over and just like slapping that hive around?
Would I throw a baby into a beehive? That's an interesting question. Probably not. I probably wouldn't throw a baby into a beehive. But I don't know whether I'd throw a baby anywhere.
You are saying probably.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you're saying there's a chance.
look. Can I think of a scenario in which I would throw a baby into a beehive? Okay. What if yes, I can. Okay. So there's a hive. It's overrun by the bees are fighting the wasps. Oh no, you don't want to throw babies into wasps. No, I take that back.
No, it's okay though if they're surrounded by bees.
Yes.
Like a protective bee layer. Someone in the chat, Mr. Blue says, Nick Boy, most of the honey mass production destroys the hive when collecting the honey, which kills the bees. That's why vegans don't eat honey. But you
Make my own.
make it your own, and you don't destroy that hive.
Well, you got to destroy a little bit of it, the bottom bit that you're scraping the honey out of.
Right,
But it's not.
But you're not killing those bees.
No.
Okay.
Well,
nhìn cô ra đi nó.
ideally, I'm not. I don't know that I've killed a bee. I'm sure if you ask the bees, they might have a different. Look, as far as I know, I'm fine. Stop tweeting at me. I'm sorry. I love honey.
Rusty, do you get the feeling that I keep trying to offer him an out?
Yeah.
He keeps going, yeah, but I didn't kill like most of the bees.
No, I don't think I've killed many bees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering whether or not. Yeah, we'll move on to the next question. That's fine. Brent Jones, how do you prepare the perfect scrambled eggs? I only bring this one up because we've all answered this question. We want to hear from you.
I don't eat eggs, so I don't know.
Do you do scrambled tofu?
I have had scrambled tofu. That's a nice one. Yeah, I don't mind a scrambled tofu.
What do you do with that?
Well, I don't know how to make it, so what I will do to do it is order it from a cafe, mostly.
It's a surefire way to make it.
And usually, it's pretty good.
I can't argue with that logic. Fizz to Win writes in next. This is the long one. Strap in. Greetings, Nick. I got married a year back, and since the very first day, I've not been able to strike a rapport with my mother-in-law. She's a good-hearted person, but somehow we don't get along. She's religious, and I'm a chazziest. She expects me to wear Chiefs jerseys, and I'm more comfortable in legacy wear.
What's a chazziest?
I believe just a fan of
the
Chaz.
mid-laner of...
Oh, yeah, okay.
We have different ways of
Worshipping the
managing
lips.
households as well. Now I am constantly wondering how would I adjust with her in my life. It's become difficult to sit in the same room. Also, my husband has made it very clear that he won't take sides to try to resolve the situation. Regards, Fist Win.
Right. I feel like the mother-in-law situation in any marriage is often Well, I guess relations to your in-laws is always quite difficult because you are, not you specifically, but the one is a disappointment regardless of undoubtedly.
Yeah.
You know,
Starters are proven otherwise.
Yeah,
right?
my girlfriend's parents are the loveliest people in the world. Do they like me? Can't imagine they would. Why would they? I'm a disaster. You have in-laws, Nick?
I'm a delight. They love me.
From the start, did you start as a delight? Did you start with them loving you, or did you have to prove yourself?
Top tier delight, got more delightful as every day goes by. No, I mean, look, here's the thing. I know Fist the Wiz is totally screwing with this, and you're probably not married. You're probably 13 years old. Very eloquent writing. There's no way you have a mother-in-law. But I just like.
Send us a photo. Prove it.
Yeah, prove it. I want the mother-in-law
holding today's newspaper.
Yeah, in a Chiefs jersey, and you standing next to a photo of Chaz's lips while wearing a legacy top. All right,
Bring back the lips.
Bring back the lips. Hashtag bring back the lips. I really need to actually have a conversation with Chaz one of these days. Do we have time for one more? They're saying no, so we'll just squeeze in a quick one. Nonna says, what is your favorite pasta?
My favorite pasta? Oh, I love a linguine. I love a pappardelle. Sorry, take that back. Love a pappardelle.
Yeah, pappardelle. Do you make it yourself or do you order it?
I have made it before myself. I've made it from scratch. Not since I've given up the eggs in the diet though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But you can get wheat pastas that don't have eggs in it. Look, I don't need to tell you all about vegan cooking. No one cares. Absolutely no one cares. Nick, you have a question?
Before we throw to the desk, how many bees did you kill to make the pasta?
I mean, literally millions. It's
Okay.
unfortunate.
Right.
I don't use eggs in it. I just use beef carcasses.
Good to know. It is time for the McDonald's champion pick. Let's throw it to the desk.
Oh, I did not need to know about the amount of bee murder that Hinger's meal prep
Do you know
requires.
that I have actually, I don't know whether Hing is proud of this moment, but he actually went non-vegan for an SBS.
You mean like anti-vegan? Like he only ate things?
No, like as in like he wanted to, SBS and Hing wanted to see the side effects of what happens when you reintroduce meat into a vegan diet. And I think I got him like 4 or 5 days into that process, and from my memory of the situation, it was not going well for Michael. The meat was not agreeing with his body at all. That it was becoming quite painful for Michael in particular. So I feel like everyone should give him a break. He's a good vegan. Like, he's proved it by going non-vegan. He is a good vegan.
Yeah, okay, so we've cleared his good name, his good vegan name now.
Because I feel like there's a lot of slander coming onto the couch. And I feel like there's a lot of slander directed towards me, and there's a lot of slander directed towards my duo Q partner and Hing. So I just got to make sure that our names are clear.
All right, well, this has been your PSA, public spawn announcement. And Legacy start by locking in a Rise here on the upside of On Gaming. Still a lot to play for them, and it's Galio and J4 combo.
And this is a conflicting style that we've seen in the OPL so much lately, Pyro. This is going to be the 1-3-1 comp, kicked in with Rise. Rise is a very good 1-3-1 champion, because if you get in ahead, he can also team fight into what is a hard team fighting comp of the Avant Gaming lineup. Now, is that a top lane Jarvan? Is that a support Jarvan? Who knows with Avant Gaming? That could go absolutely anywhere, but I'm really excited for this game, because Legacy and Avant would both be wanting to end this season on a big high.
They will, and Avant as well. You know, just kind of trying to flex some muscles after yesterday's disappointment.
Oh yeah?
Still already locked into the gauntlet, however. We want to see how far they can go. Legacy will lock in from Praedit the Vayne, along with the Braum.
Makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, Galio, if it is a support, is countered a little bit by the Vayne. The mobility as well as the Condemn makes it work. Not only that, if Braum gets the shield up before the taunt goes off, can negate a lot of the damage, and they also have really good chase potential in 2v2 all in, so really excited to see how that one plays out. I would expect maybe something like the Tristana Jinx, I was going to say, to come out, the Gun Crab, because he's not one to back away. This isn't going to be an Ezreal farm up lane. He's going to want to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, he will. We've seen the Tristana come out a number of times, but before that, the first champion you really saw that Gun Crab pop off was
Look at the
on the Jinx. Yeah, Stillballen's definitely got a handful of pretty crazy outfits. He's still rocking the money chain, though.
When you say handful, by the way, I think it's in the hundreds, not the tens.
It's a big handful.
Yeah.
He's got big hands.
Giant handful.
All right, Zach gets banned away
Still
from
hasn't said much in this pick ban so far.
No, he's wearing glasses inside, too.
Yeah, he is. That's a bit strange.
Well, you know, he's got his own brand, for sure. Over to the Legacy side for their bans. Number 2, what's coming through here? I do like that they banned the Zach away from Guts, because he has shown a lot of improvement on that champion.
Oh, that's his best champion by an absolute mile, I think. I'm surprised he hasn't played Hecarim yet, because that was the other one that he used to play a lot in solo queue. Aatrox makes a lot of sense once you get another flex pick, gets the Galio into the back line as well. So I like what they're doing so far. Maybe setting up for Papyrus to be on a top lane rise if they throw another ban towards that. I want to see Chaz play an assassin. He hovered the Echo. If you can play something like a Zed and Echo game, maybe if it's the right matchup, I would be very happy.
That would be something. Now it's continuing to be Legacy banning away a couple of these
Shock play
high damage dealing carries. Camille as well. Let's see what Shock does lock in. Zillion, of course, a permaban against him. He's been great on it.
Yep.
Plays a lot of interesting champions, though, for sure.
Yeah, Urgot's still up and available, one of his big champions, although it hasn't been buffed just yet, so not expecting him to pick it up. I would expect Syndra locking right here, and that means I expect Chaz to play Echo.
All right, well, let's see if your prediction comes true, Spawn. 23 seconds left to decide.
Come on, Chaz.
Oh, that's a different one. He goes to the Zed.
I mean, we've already seen him play it, though. So I feel like Echo was a better pick just for my variety in life, but he's a very good Zed player, and I think this is a good lane matchup. Also, I talk about it a lot, it gives you the flip AD AP on your 2 split pushes, so if they go a tank top laner and he picks up something like an adaptive helm first, you just throw the Zed into the lane and it's absolutely fine. So Chaz certainly throwing the gauntlet here towards Shock, but I like the confidence from the young man, certainly deserved it over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, all right. Let's see what Von Brown this composition out with, and Chippies has been a player that
Aurelia maybe
sticks to a couple of his individual picks. It's possible. Ooh, they might switch it up though.
He's going to take the job.
Tag the J4 top side. Let's see, it's going to be the Nocturne lock-in for Swathe, and that is hella on brand.
Yeah, it certainly is. Swathe, the big farming jungler, attacks the side lanes a lot. If he gets to level 6 in this comp, they can really shut down, I think, what Legacy want to be able to do. Also, the fact that they've got that semi-global in the Rise ultimate. Nocturne ultimate really does play tricks on you when that's in the game.
Yeah, imagine. You've already got the J4 Galio combo, which is terrifying, but then you flick the lights off?
Yeah, exactly right. And I think that this is a big team fight comp, and they do have ways to attack the 1-3-1 coming from Legacy as well. So, like what Avant have done here, they've been the most impressive team to me versus expectations so far. This split, people thought Avant were going to miss playoffs, and they've finished 3rd now. This one's for fun. And I want to see them go out with a bang because they certainly are a promising lineup.
Yeah, you can treat it as a warm-up going ahead into the McDonald's Gauntlet Series next week. For Legacy, it's all about that pride. The team has demonstrated a lot of growth. A lot of what they've been saying has been shining through. Originally in the scrims only, but now on stage as well. And if they could knock Avant down a peg, that would certainly be a confidence booster.
Yeah, it certainly would be, and I'm sure that that's what their goal is. Going into split number 2 of the OPL, they want to take as many scalps as possible. They've taken Gravitas, they've taken Order, double Dire Wolf victories as well. Now it's time to move on to a bigger fish, 3rd place finish. Avant Gaming would be a nice scalp to select in the final game. Let's see if they can do it.
Well, Legacy certainly have shown potential to upset the apple cart on a number of occasions. Playing the 1-3-1, definitely not so easy, but they've got a lot of dangerous tools in their kit. Some decent disengage as well to try and move away from that Wombo combo the Legacy are bringing to the party. Oh, it's going to be an exciting one. Clash of styles between this clash of teams.
And I want to see how quickly Avant play, because they are such a good, quick team. And I think that they've got a comp that, as soon as level 6 hit, they can just go. And Guncrab has played this Jinx before, he's done it very nicely. Only player willing to pick it up in the OPL, and I just look at this Avant lineup and think, if they get ahead, if they start rolling, there is no way for a Rise and a Zed to slow that down. So Legacy need to be able to fight fire with fire. They said they weren't happy with their early games. Let's see if they can put one together today.
Lethal tempo on the Jinx. Looking forward to seeing what Avant bring out of this one. Getting the game underway.
That is such a cool Zed skin. We can just check out Chaz's Zed skin. Ooh, it is very nice and shiny. It's a gold chroma.
It's not the stealthiest, not the ninja-iest, but you know what? Chaz is swagging out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Zed isn't really a stealthy ninja. He's like a fly-at-your-face
He's more
ninja.
stealthy than some of the ninjas in League.
Like
Have you seen Shen?
Yeah, I mean, I would say they're on par. Zed runs at you, dude.
He also, steps around in the shadows.
Yeah, Shen is shadow dashes.
He just dashes. He just runs at you. He's a tank.
I'm telling you. Zed's a crappy ninja as well.
Akali's a better ninja than both of them. I will say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kennen, that's because he's small. You don't look down and you don't see him.
Yeah, no, see, Kennen's also a run-at-you ninja. He's also a crap ninja.
No, he's faster. He's smaller.
You have very strange, parameters for what ninjas need to be able to do.
I'm just very particular about my ninjas.
You are?
Yeah. They're usually teenage and mutant.
See, I was thinking more about, the 3 ninjas, is that what they're called? The Kickback series and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
Tum Tum, and I can't remember the other one's name.
See, we come from different ninja influences. I think that's what really informs us.
But see, I thought if anyone in the cast team knew about the 3 ninjas, it would be you, because you're a little bit older.
I mean, I am, but I'm also like 5 years old mentally.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You said it, not me. I don't want to be dragged into that one.
You're not going to get dragged into it. I will freely admit to it. That's why I'm a yelly man. I just get excited and I say things. Speaking of getting excited, I love watching Gunkrab on these pop-up champions. It's always an X factor. And I think really it's one of those kind of things that you can't really necessarily plan for because there's always the potential. Yes, it can be shut down, but it's a huge strength that Avant have, and not everybody plays towards that style.
Yeah, absolutely agree, and I think the big thing that I want to point out about him is he's had successful, maybe hold that thought, Shock rotating across right now to cut up guards.
He's out of there though.
But he's going to lose double Scuttle Crab right now. That is a pretty big deal because he invaded against the priority. What I mean by that is Shock had the push in the mid lane, therefore had the first move. Swayth had already taken his camp, was able to cross freely, and Chaz can't push this wave out until, I think he has a legitimate kill threat with 2 points to Shuriken, but maybe not going to be able to do that right now because he's getting chunked out. What I was going to say is Gunkrab played for Tectonic in a couple of games when, let's hold that thought again.
You're going to have to come back to that a little bit. Paprise walking away, although there's the ward, so Swayth is actually detected here, but Paprise still playing a little further forward on the level 3 to level 2 against Chip. He's forced to flash away.
Yeah, very interesting play there, Paprise. Just decided he didn't want to lane with Flash today, so he was going to step up and go for a trade while the jungler was on vision. What I was going to say is Gunkrab played for Tectonic when their import 80 carry was not yet available. That, of course, was it Trans? It was Value. Of course, was Value. And he was able to pick up wins versus both the Chiefs Esports Club and Order at that stage and really start making a name for himself. So I think this is a young player that ever since he kind of burst onto the scene has had, big games that he's been able to take. That's why it's no surprise that he's doing well. He kind of is that disrespect player. And I think that, this season alone, he's proved that he doesn't really care about who he plays against. He thinks he's as good as anyone in the league and pushing in and showing it right now.
Yeah, we actually have quite a crop of AD carry players that fit that mold as well. Another one, Pradith, having swapped from top lane. Just remember his interview from a couple of weeks ago. Hey, top tier ADC, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Top 5.
And I think that he is right now. I think that when you have a look at how he's playing these mechanically intense champions that you do need farm on to be successful and doing a very good job of it. So this lane's going to be tough for him. Both Galio and Jinx, I would say, got counters in both roles. So if he can get anywhere near 2 items and take over this game will be a big testament to how good of an AD carry he has become.
Guts can maybe bring a little bit extra pressure there, but it's still early. He's down to the bottom, which is why I was keeping an eye on him, but he's not got 6 yet. He's not going to be able to get those executions to chase down. So I think for Legacy's bot lane, it is going to be a bit of a waiting game. Meanwhile, mid though, about to hit level 6. Jazz just dings up to 5, so still a little bit of time. See if he ends up trying to go in under Shock, who has the barrier. Try and block some of that damage.
Yeah, barrier is the best one-on-one summoner spell. Just behind. Let's take a look at this game.
Creative gang path here. Now Gunkrab is in some trouble as he gets tagged by the Brawl, but it's a 3-man taunt on, and it doesn't matter because Pradith still keeps his eyes on the prize and gets the first blood.
Yeah, that was a beautiful condemn coming out of Pradith right there. The setup was nice, but the fact that he was able to get the stun into the wall secured that kill very nicely played from Legacy's bottom lane. It's hard to gank when you push that far in because if you walk at them, you kind of give it away, but they're able to nail that one pyro.
Yeah, Gus does a great job. Now he's going to be able to put some extra pressure onto Swayth as well. He opted into this with the fear even. And now Swayth tries to chase him out of his own jungle, but Guts is feeling himself in this game already.
Yeah, certainly is, and my criticism of Guts is he hasn't been aggressive enough. Well, he goes the double longsword as opposed to the jungle item this time around, gets the first gank off the first blood on his AD carry, as well as the fact he goes for a little invade early and there. So I think that his mindset certainly has shifted in the latter stages of this game, and I think that only bodes well for Legacy as they go into the next season as well.
Oh, that's very true. For Legacy, it is all about building up. And with this lineup that they had, it was kind of a hodgepodge with a lot of players swapping around and some newer players coming in, as well as some experienced ones. They've definitely created themselves a foundation, and the back of it is definitely Pradith.
No, this has been a really successful season for Legacy. Whilst they have not made Gauntlet, I'm sure they would have loved to as a young team. There are some genuine superstars on this lineup. I'm very excited about Chaz. I've been kind of singing his praises for a while now, and I think that in the last couple of weeks,
as you talk about Chaz, he doesn't die though, and that's critical.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's going to be able to collect this big wave with Crazy as well.
Shock gets 6 before him.
Trận này ta làm một nửa nhá, thì ta có công đức lớn để làm một nửa con Lee Sin và con Lee Sin nó bay vào.
But now it's matched. Unfortunately, he can't really go all in on it because he's missing half of his health bar.
I actually think he nearly can. You think? I don't think that one combo right now kills Chaz. I think that the flip is certainly true to big land. So as long as they get eyes on where this jungler is right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for one against the Tide.
Alright. Biding his time though, and now question marks about where the top laner is. Chippy's disappeared into the river to help Swathe take out the Scuttle Crab, and that means that instead Chaz will just back away to Fountain.
Zed does a ton of damage. What people don't realize is if triple Shuriken, triple Q hits, it's just very hard to negate any of that. Stun will land.
And the ball. So Shock trying to play with an arm's length distance. He's running low on mana though, and that is trouble.
He has gone Arm Guard first, so I missed that. So maybe he can't be all in from 100% health, but I think it would be relatively close. Barrier, of course, going to help out. The reason I think he's gone Barrier over heal in this matchup is Barrier is effective against heal at every stage. Ignite at every stage, whereas if you don't heal early versus Zed, the Ignite really does do a lot of work in those trades.
Makes your life easier, particularly for that situation, because you're preempting the damage rather than just trying to pick when it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly right. So I think that a little bit easier to play around the barrier than it is to heal against the Ignite opponent, especially with the massive execute that comes out of Zed.
Another thing Legacy have done well too, and we talked about that bottom play with Guts, but I think because of the timing of it, it forced Gunkrab to go back and buy a pickaxe where he would have rather have gotten up to the farm for the BF sword. And this gives a pretty significant window because Praedon is already rocking a Bilgewater Cutlass.
Yeah, he's certainly in the position to be able to command this laning phase. You can see that early CS discrepancy that was building has now stopped and might even be clawed back as they do seem to have the push here. And just this bottom lane pressure, it continues. 4 members down here. How do you farm this way?
That is the question. And a lot of vision being placed down. Legacy going to try and cut in here, but it's really just about stealing jungle camps, trying to deny as much from Swathe as possible. He's in this lane from behind, but he's been slowed down.
They've got level 6 on Aladoric.
They want to go in? Oh,
he hit the wall.
Yeah. That was a bit of a swing and a miss from Ali.
A bit?
A big. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
That was pretty big.
Yeah. What did Bryce call it a couple weeks ago? All swing, no dig?
Is that what he said?
Yeah, I asked her, apparently that's not really a cricket term. It's just
no, big swing, no dig is certainly cricket.
Big swing, no dig. Reputation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ask Benji. Maybe Benji does.
Sometimes people say he's
Yeah,
no,
I know exactly what you mean, actually. Jazz going in this time.
Tao thấy cái băng của tao thì dẫn cái đâm nó còn đau hơn
away, doesn't use summoner, holds his nerve.
And the thing is that Shock's getting towards that stopwatch coming online, so they really did need to make the play then if they were going to make it at all. They had called down the Rise into the river, he has ultimate available, but they don't pull the trigger a little bit too close to the turret. And I think that Arm Guard really has done wonders for Shock's early laning. It did cost him a little bit of mana, but the Biscuits are helping out there, and I think they've negated this really tough part of the laning phase for now.
Yeah. The big difference, really just 300, 400 gold, and that's in favor of Legacy off of the first blood, so it's been kept pretty close, but you can tell the Legacy wants to make some plays now that they're in a position of strength, especially Chaz in this mid lane. But it has been Shock. That has been playing it out pretty solidly.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think now the focus for Legacy needs to be how do we open up the map, who are we going to break turret through. Probably my preference right now would be top lane. You got mixed damage, and therefore Chibis can't itemize against the Rek'Sai as well as the Rai as well. There's also, that guaranteed 1.5 second knock up into the Umbaro and a ton of execute damage. And the reason I say it's so important is because they have to be able to get Rise and Zed into long lanes. Because these short lanes, you're not going to be able to chase down one down and kill them with the current itemization that the Avant Gaming lineup has. At the same time, Avant probably waiting on Swaite's first ultimate, try and get a neutral objective off that. Maybe the Rift Herald, because Air Drake not as high priority, and try and open that game. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Avant always are going to have that threat of the big Wombo combo that Legacy are going to have to try and slip out of. So any advantage they can build before that mid-game where the fighting starts to happen is going to be beneficial. That's generally true, I think, but, in this particular case, doubly so.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I think that Legacy have done a good job so far of trying to go even in these laning phases. They've built themselves that 600 first blood gold lead, but apart from that, hasn't really done all that much. And first map move coming in from the Avant Gaming lineup right now. They know the Paprise is he has to go back, so there's no defense coming in. They're going to flip towards the top lane and start up that Rift Herald.
They will be able to do it. Aladoric looking to cut off anybody moving in, checking forward, so this will be done completely blind while the Avant full swap comes through. The Jinx up there, Aladoric already surrounding. And Legacy aren't going to know where anybody but Chippies is.
So they should know right now, because you can see that no one has shown on that bottom lane wave, and they had the first recall, so they'll know something fishy is going on. They won't know exactly what, but Rift Herald is kind of the only thing they can take right now, given the fact that they do have bottom lane river vision, so they know it's not Dragon. So no response play coming out, but they certainly should have known that, you know, they were taking Rip Terror and they drop it straight away.
Avant are going to go for the top side, so it looks like we're going to be in for a trade of towers, and Avant should certainly be getting first brick here with minions already crashing forward. Legacy looking to try and make a play in the mid. Shock at the last of his mana actually scatters Chaz back, and that's a really good use of it, because now he can't go for the all-in.
And I kind of get confused when I say teams do this against Jigs. They haven't been matched, instead they're trying to trade across the map. They go
Hold on a second.
Kill? Steal?
Goes flying. Nope. Just sniffs it out. Man, sometimes though, those rockets are real big value.
Alright, still no one's going back to stop this Rift Herald. Sure, you're going to get some plates bottom lane, but this is a Jigs that's whacking the turret with Shally right now.
Yeah, this is a big swing, and they realize they've got to make the play. A second charge on the Rift. Gunkrab continues to push the wave in. There's still plenty of minions nice and healthy here. And he doesn't even have to fully commit to it. He can just keep farming as he goes, and now he gets free pot shots. They might even take this before.
Yeah, potentially they'll get some damage down. I don't think it's going to go all the way, but now that they show, you know, Rise in the bottom lane, they can potentially look for this play bot. Here we go.
And it's going to be Chippies. He tags his way in, and there's the combo onto the Nocturne, looking for the damage on the Vayne, still getting out. Praedith, how the hell did he make his escape?
Oh!
And he sidesteps Aladoric. The teleport now, it's the counterplay for Legacy. Ali's going to go down. Swaith going golden. He's in Rune Prison, though. Not going to last much longer. The burst damage, the flag, the drag. It's Chippy's out of there.
And that's a massive mistake coming in for Avant. Aladoric flashes forward, misses the Justice Punch, and that means there's just big egg on his face. They will be able to take the victory in the team fight. They should be able to push into this turret now. Legacy with a huge lead.
The team's just completely flipped strategies here. It's Avant that go for the side lane play because Gunkrab's unchallenged. Legacy go in for the team fight, and they win big.
Yeah, they certainly do, but that one was started by Chippies, started by Swade. One of the good things about Nocturne is that the tether stays on the Vayne even when she's invisible, so you know exactly where she's going to be. Flash from Praedith, very well timed. Turns that play 1-0 and 2. Having a terrific game. We see this one again. So ulti on, he has to flash out of it. Goes invisible and able to break the tether, which means that he turns around, Frey hits Aladoric. A little bit ugly there, unfortunately.
You hate to
see it. Will fall down, and then this teleport from Paprise really answers the play nicely and secures him the second kill.
His Ignite actually ends up securing that one on the Galio. That's got to be a bit of a tilter.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I mean, right now you're just trying to get any economy onto the Vayne because, you know, she shouldn't be getting any game at gold at this stage of the game. The swap, I said, was in large favour of Gaming. They shouldn't have been able to contest for that turret. Got 4 plates, got 2 assists, as well as a boatload of farm. That is certainly worthwhile.
They needed to find an answer, too, because they were in danger of losing not just 1, but 2 turrets up on the top because of that massive push-in. Well, they got that and more. You know, didn't get the turret top. They're still standing gold there, but they have a gold lead. And as you mentioned, economy onto the Vayne, 1 kill already. That's not too bad.
It certainly is, especially given the fact it was first blood. 4 turret plates as well. Certainly equal gold going across the Gunkrab. You can see no big discrepancy in the items right now. But you would say that in a pure 1v1, you would favour the Vayne at this stage of the game. Range not going to count all that much versus the movement speed.
Legacy hustling in. Last one actually taken by Aladoric, and he goes in. This time looking for Darkness turned on. Swade getting the kill, and the rocket comes in, but it's not even needed. Just an insurance policy here as Shock is forced to pop his stopwatch, but the rest of Legacy on the run. The heal comes through, hunting for Chaz. And the party portal is going to get him out to safety. Nice tag team play by Paprise to limit the loss.
Yeah, it certainly is. So that's a 2 for nothing. If potentially Gut's going down as well. No, he is not.
And he denied the dunk. Dunk in the flash. So that could have been a heck of a lot worse for Legacy.
Certainly do. Aladoric needs to be a little bit careful there. Chaz still has ultimate as well as Ignite. Can look for the play.
Has a sand, so just getting chip damage here. Paprise zoned away, and the smite comes down for Swade. Gut's going to look to try and collapse on him. Gunkrab takes out Chaz off screen. And meanwhile, Swade is answered for.
Certainly is. That's a really aggressive invade by Swade. Given the fact that he had no flash, no ultimate, no stopwatch to get out. I feel like this is just going to be one of those games.
Yep. I entirely agree with you, Spawn. It has turned into a bit of a blitz, back and forth.
We're sitting at 7 kills, 16 minutes. It's not as bloody as maybe we're making it out to be, but I feel like the switch has well and truly been flicked and people are just roaming around in like kind of gank squads looking to take people out right now.
Yeah, opportunistic thing with Legends for sure. Less than by the numbers, but this is a game that is fit for fun right now. It's kind of about testing your limits, and sometimes throw in a little bit of chaos. If you doesn't hurt because it gets you used to actually playing in some of those situations.
And I'd say both of these teams very suited to chaotic style League of Legends. I don't think either of these teams really shy away from mid-game team fighting, and you know, when you have players playing Zed and Vayne, you certainly want to take those mid-game skirmishes, and I think that Avant as an organisation and a lineup are very suited towards it as well.
Yeah, well, I think it's only fitting. If there's a team called Order, there's a team that represents Chaos. And both of them are going to be in the gauntlet. Looking forward to how that one all shakes out starting next week, of course. Good traps, stopping the engage from Legacy. That's another thing that people don't always think about, because we don't see Jinx a ton. And she does have some escape tools, you just have to play them the right way.
One of the few champions that stops dashes in their path. Like, it's not grounded. However, if you try and dash over flame chompers, you can get ripped back towards them. I think like Camille at times, although the ultimate really does ruin your day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he'd be outplayed. Oh, hello! Taking tower shots. He's gonna die. That's a 1-for-1 trade, and if you're Chaz, you'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely, and they nearly caught out Aladoric as well. Nearly stunned into the wall. Now, potentially corralled into the corner. Not gonna have an even game at 17 minutes. Legacy showing that against a third place Avant gaming lineup, that they're no slouches right now. They're just time and time trading punches.
Yeah, if you're just tuning into the OPL at the very end of the hurdles here in Super Week, and you're wondering, Legacy, a team that has 5 wins, and they're performing this well? No, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This is just a team that have developed so well over the last several weeks, finally showcasing what teams have been saying about them in scrims. They're performing to a level where they are on par with some of these other OPL teams.
Yeah, and they're a team that has a really big belief factor as well, so, you know, certainly respect the journey that they're on. They nearly got their vein towards Tuat and Zed at that stage as well. This is a team that will eventually get outscaled. I think that they need to come online right now, but certainly showing that, you know, mid-game team fighting is one of their fortes, and, you know, a fight into a Baron, into a quick victory is what we've seen a couple of times today, so certainly good to be on the team. Fun game at the same time. I feel like they just need to slow the pace down. You know, get towards the 2-3 items. You know, you're running the crit A to carry. You don't need to go for these huge outplays right now.
Still might be sniffing for a couple of kills. It's just, yeah, you don't necessarily have to make the play just because you can, because sometimes you might pay for it. Chaz ends up picking a kill where he, you know, might not have had a chance to get it. A little extra gold for him, even if he does get removed from the rift in the process. A lot of work placed around this river, and sometimes in the Legacy jungle, but those ones are being cleared out pretty rapidly.
Yeah, this is the best thing about Rek'Sai. She can kind of go around solo, shoot her Q into brushes, and really keep herself set on these scouting missions. Chaz caught out.
Ooh, there's the stun. Chaz goes in onto Shock and trying to make his great escape. The teleport comes through here for Legacy. It's Paprise looking to cut him off.
Doesn't have teleport. This is a 4v5.
Avant have been sandwiched right now, and the lights get flipped off here. Let's see what ends up happening. Swathe goes in, trying to flank the flanker. Going for the damage. They'll take him down. Swathe has got guts, and now the rockets are flying. Alador coming in to cut off the rest of the Legacy lineup as they just can't quite get an inside angle. Chippies is coming through, looking for the dunk on the opposite side. He flags, he drags. They take down Crazy, and the Jinx is getting excited. Paprise taken out. The rest of Legacy will fall to Avant. Chaz running away for his life.
Yeah, and that means that Avant Gaming are going to be able to go towards this Baron.
Ooh, Aladoric taken out of this.
He got 2.
Chippies manages to actually get something out of nothing, or Chaz rather, before he's aced.
He's just saved the Baron. Guts will be up in time, I think. I don't know whether they can do this.
They don't actually
know. It dies very quickly. Take that all back. He's not going to be able to get there.
But for 1 second, it looked like it might have turned around. All the same, Chaz will be happy with those kills, but Legacy, ooh, they got themselves out of this. They actually have peeled away, so Avant can't do it after all.
Yeah, Chippies took too much damage. He doesn't have the armor. Said he couldn't take it up, and the damage debuff was coming across. That's a big deal for Chaz to be able to get those 2 exit kills, and now certainly has made his mark. Take another look at this. It looks so good for the Legacy lineup because they had them trapped and corralled. But I think a little bit of a premature engage coming in from Guts. You see a lot of damage goes across onto him here, gets stunned up, can't use the ultimate. He was so much of their assassination tools, and they regroup and play this one nice and slowly. Aladoric, one of the MVPs of the fight, because he just tanks up all the damage so well without dying. Kind of thought Chippies had gone onto the wrong members here, but another clutch stun coming out of Shock. 2-member stun. And this was going to be a Baron if Chaz did not have some sneaky ninja-like skills, Pyra, in being able to go back over that wall and pick up 2 kills.
Did I not say he was a pretty good ninja?
He's a crap ninja, but that looked ninja-esque.
Well, when I get you to admit that, I'm happy. Oh, there's the pushback. Paprise now perturbed. And there it goes. Guts looking for it. They just do not stop at all. Swathe turns out the lights, but it looks like it's going to be lights out for the rec side. Guts is taken out to start this fight. And Avant, what the hell? That was a 1-2 punch if I've ever seen one. And Avant just keep on going. Realm Warp going to be denied here. And that's going to be Baron for sure. Chaz still trying to make something of it, but Swathe lives.
Yeah, it certainly does, and that time it will be Baron. Chaz goes for the outplay one more time, but cannot make it land. And this is just the 1-3-1 comp trying to team fight against a Jarvan, a Nocturne, a Galio, a Jinx. There's just so much going right for Avant Gaming this time. They will get the Baron, and this game should now be a fairly simple closeout.
Well, I think this game's been anything but fairly simple, but this is about as on expectations as you can get.
Well, I said,
come back in.
I had a feeling, right, that this game was going to get fairly chaotic, even when it was at 7 kills. Now we're at 22 minutes. It's at 22 kills, and I think fairly chaotic is the way that I would describe it. When both teams buy into this team fight heavy style, it just becomes a little bit of a fiesta. You can see flashes over those flame chompers. They do get the root, but they don't account for the Zhonya's. So much damage going across. Doesn't get his ultimate off in this fight once again, and then the big wombo combo there. Just taking care of business as the Avant Gaming lineup. Chaz tries to put on the fancy footwork here. Goes back to the shadow, flashes forward, looks for the...
I
think even if he'd have gotten that though, like he was still going down, and even without the smite, they were going to be able to secure it with the ace.
We saw like the time before that they weren't able to get Baron with it. Maybe that kill once again delays the Baron pickup. Because it was Chippies that went down. You can see one more time.
Paranoia, and the rocket comes in every single time. The rocket just kind of waves it goodbye. Gunkrab's just trying to get that one. Paprise is taken out by Chippies. And Legacy getting a little caught out, getting a little sloppy, but as you said, this is a big lead here for Avant. They should be able to close this out.
Yeah, and the problem is they've finally gone into kind of a split pushing setup with the Rise in the side lane, but that's not where you want to be against a Baron up lineup because they just push quicker than you. This is going to be definitely base broken, you would think, with the Jinx. Double Zeal item already.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, Shock has been quietly amassing some kills and assists as well. He hasn't died this game. As you pointed out, that Zhonya's has come in pretty clutch for him on 2 items. He's really dishing a lot of single target burst.
It certainly is, and this might be base broken in 2 spots because you see the Zed only has just recalled. So they're going to put as much damage into it as possible. I think if there's a time for Legacy to fight, it is right now.
They're going to have to, but they were denied on the Scat of the Week from the Syndra. So covering the escape tracks there, the Baron up minions, the traps and everything. They will deny on the Legacy side a second inhibitor take, but they do lose one in the mid lane.
Yeah, and that's just so much gold going over to the Avant Gaming lineup. They're now 6,000 gold ahead. This is starting to look a little bit more routine for them. In saying that, I think that Legacy have at least one big team fight left. They've got 2 items on Vayne, 2 items on Rise. So this is kind of the time for their comp to shine. You would wish it isn't against the 3 items on the other team, but, you know, you'll take it.
They've got a chance. It's always possible.
Always a fool's hope.
Death Rush here. Oh, they're bringing everybody. Now, who's going to check it? That's the question.
They don't even have to.
Oh, yeah, they bring the Death Rush to Swathe. He's instantly going to flash away. That's the most dangerous wolf camp he's ever done.
Certainly is. Chippies now.
Yeah, locked up by the Paprise. And they're getting sandwiched again. Shock getting jumped on, but it's Praetor who actually falls prey first. Swathe takes him out of the fight.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't. Shock doesn't even go down. Guts has a flash. No, that wasn't a flash. That was
crazy. That flashed away, and there's the Realm Warp. So, unfortunately, they got to get back to defend the base because Super Minions are marching in.
Look at bottom lane. I didn't realize the tier 1 bottom lane turret was still up and available.
It's been that way for a while. Yeah, I think Gunkrab's about to correct that oversight.
They've got some work to do down there, though, Pyra. Good to see that stopwatches are plenty picked up for the Avant Gaming lineup against Zed, one of the best items you can buy. 600 gold to shut down an entire kit seems kind of worthwhile in my mind.
Yeah. This is that point of the game where as a Jinx you feel really good because you're not only winning, but you basically just get to take you're like, that's mine, I'll take that Krug camp too.
Absolutely, and Jinx is one of those champions, and she snowballs out of control really quickly. 1 kill gives her so much into the kit. They're fighting.
And they're going to get even more off the back of it right now. It's Gunkrab with the dominating kill. He turns his attention off to Paprise as the solo outplay attempts to come through, but he heals it up, forcing the flash away. And Gunkrab, he's feeling himself right now, tagging his way in, and it's Shock that cleans him up. Chaz on the wrong side of the fight, and this is looking all over.
Yeah, and I think that'll do it, Pyro. They're onto the Nexus turrets. Only Vayne and Zed available there against 5 members.
Just to try and disrupt the hopes, but there's plenty of minions to make this one happen. Avant Gaming will take out the last of the resistance here. As Swathe turns out the lights one more time. Going golden is Gunkrab, and he certainly has been the golden boy here today for Avant Gaming, but they have fired on all cylinders, and with the Nexus in their sights, Praetor trying to make it happen. He's got 2. Can he get even more? Can they actually deny this? this. The triple kill for the Vayne. And he's on to Aladora going for the Quadra. I don't believe it. They've stayed alive.
Certainly have, and Guts went for the execute there as well. Praedyth not chasing in, but they are still in this game. 4 kills over to the Vayne. I have to say, a little bit disrespectful from the Avant Gaming lineup. They could have ended the game there if they just hit the damn Nexus.
Oh boy, now Chippy's is going to get jumped on by Guts. He pops his stopwatch. Not going to last for very long, though. Flag and drag out, he actually does make his great escape, but what the hell, a crazy hold by Legacy.
Certainly was, but the base is broken. No Nexus turrets up and available, so, you know, mission accomplished in some ways for the Avant Gaming lineup.
Legacy are on life support right now, but they're still in it.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a ward in the bottom side, so when Chippy's teleport is up and available, you have to be careful. But let's take another look at this. They fly in onto the Vayne, kind of 1v1 between Swathe and Praedyth right now. The fear nearly registered. And you can see that they turn around and start hitting him. I think if they just had to hit the Nexus there, that would have probably done it.
Oh man, someone's going to have to montage this to put the Guile theme up, because Praedyth is just absolutely styling and getting himself 1v1 after 1v1.
Certainly is. That was like kind of when you just have a handshake agreement that you're going to fight people one at a time. And, you know, the next challenger kind of walks into the ring afterwards, and Praedyth kind of beat them all there.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. You get a nice Vayne and 4 kills back up, and all of a sudden he's 5-5-5. QSS, a little defensive tool, but he's a 3-item Vayne, still working towards even more. Big golden fusion. And that does give him a chance, a bit of an X factor.
And this is what I mean. Praedyth has an ego. He doesn't like to be beaten in that way. So he would have been a little bit, you know, pissed off that they weren't respecting the fact that he was still alive and they weren't hitting the Nexus. So the fact that he got to turn around and put on the dancing shoe style a little bit, he would be very happy with. But still very firmly Avant Gaming's game. As I said, you know, they've got no Nexus turrets. All Jarvan has to do right now is walk into the base and they can win this game.
Oh yeah. Now, I do like it when an AD carry player, even if he's been role swapped, really does have that level of confidence. It really does mean that you can step up in the clutch. You can make some of those big plays. Praedyth has definitely shown he's been able to do that time and time again. I actually caught him in the hallway. We were talking about that last interview I had where he's like, yeah, no, I'm #1, I'm top tier and all that stuff. And it's okay, man. I come from NA. There's a player there called Double Lift. He plays with me in Vayne as well. You remind me of him just a bit.
Just a little bit. I think Double F certainly has the accolades to go with a lot of his confidence. But not Praedyth has that just yet.
No, but he's got time.
Yeah, it certainly does.
29 minutes, speaking of time, on the clock. Baron's back up and available. This next fight will very likely decide it all. Avant still with a hefty advantage. But we have seen Legacy be able to win fights in the clutch, and here's the start. It's going to be Chippy's looking to go in. The Paranoia popped by Swathe, the Braum knock up. Nobody's picked the target they want. However, Chippy's are going to turn in. There's the rocket and the wombo up. The combo onto Aladoric. It's Swathe onto Crazy. They clean house, and Paprise is only going to live for a few seconds, and that's lights out for Legacy.
Certainly is, and this time they make sure they kill the Vayne. They roll over the top of them. All 5 members still up and available. Clean ace. Avant Gaming will take the game.
They'll be able to march this one all the way to the end. There is no resistance available as everybody's still waiting to respawn. Just shy of the 30-minute mark. And you know, Legacy, they certainly played it well over the back half of that split, but Avant right now, they're sending it off in style. Not with a whimper, but a big old bang.
And showing some of that swagger, Pyra. That's a team that is very confident. They play the game their way. Big team fight comp picked up, a little bit of lane kingdom still shown. I really like their map movement this game, the flip into the top lane, to take the Rift Herald, to take the top lane turret. One fumble, I think, at the bottom lane play. You know, they didn't necessarily have to go to that. Their strongest member was the Jinx, wasn't going to be able to make it to that play at all. So I think that there are areas still for the coaching staff to say, hey guys, we can play this a little bit slower, a little bit more refined, but I think their heart is always in the right place. You know, if we're the people making the plays, we're aggressive, we're playing it on their side of the map, the punishes are so much smaller. And I think that Avant Gaming certainly are showing that they are happy to play that kind of slapdash, quick League of Legends, and makes them a very exciting team to watch.
Oh, absolutely. And I think if you're Avant, you'd much rather make those mistakes right now because they're fresh in your mind going into next week. You're going to be in the gauntlet regardless. They locked themselves previously into the 3rd place position. So, you know, now you know exactly what you want to work on going into it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're booked in for Friday right now. They know that they get to watch a full best of 5 against a team that is about to play them. They know that they have an extra day of scrims if they want to utilize that as well. So many things going in the Avant Gaming lineup right now that they would be very happy to be able to take into that gauntlet. So very positive signs.
All right. Wow, we're almost done with Super Week. One more game left to go. Before we do that, let's send it back to the couch to break it down.
All right, as the guys there at the desk touched on, AV locked in for Gauntlet. They're preparing Hopefully they're just getting the messy play out of their systems now before next week.
I hope so as well, Nick. I do think that, you know, overall that game wasn't the cleanest of games. You could go down the scoreboard pretty easily and say that it looks clean. You know, there was a bunch of like 6-1s, Chippies was big on the top job, and Jinx was a big pick as well into the vein. And none of this was legitimately showing or revealing anything crazy. I think that AV just tried to play good League of Legends and have proven to themselves again that they've got a little bit of a ways to go if they want to be able to take the top dogs down. But that's what this week of prep is for in the gauntlet.
Yeah. Were you surprised at all with any of their picks or anything today?
With AVs?
Yeah, AV's picks, were they pretty standard for you?
I mean, yeah, those picks aren't necessarily, I would say, known as standard to the rest of the world.
Sorry, I mean, in terms of like the crazy stuff you're already trying. I know beforehand we were saying, is the crazy stuff going to be tried in this? Because third has already been locked.
Right, no. Yeah, so that was all pretty standard by AV standards.
Okay.
What I mean, and for your sake as well, is we're pretty crazy by default. So those were just some counter picks that only we really do, right? But yeah, that wasn't, you haven't seen crazy yet.
Sure. Oh, back pocket for the gauntlet.
Oh, it's a big pocket.
We have seen crazy though. He was just But now this will be the last time that we really talk about Legacy as well. And you know, over the last couple of weeks, we've been very positive on Legacy's development. I was thinking, you know, if the split had started a week ago, 2 weeks ago, this kind of trend, where would they be sitting?
I think it's a really cool hypothetical to think about. Like the current week of Legacy's performance, they challenged AV, they challenged Mammoth. You think back to their last weeks, they were getting wins. Like I would, because you have to put them somewhere. I feel like they'd be 4th place, maybe 4th or 5th, challenging Mammoth right now.
Yeah.
With how they've been playing at the moment. Like I think that they could be challenging us just as much, of course, but they have improved so rapidly in the last couple of weeks, and I feel like it was the moment that they were told they can't make it. I think they suddenly just became the best team ever.
Yeah. So, but what is that down to? Is it their mechanics has been better? Is their team synergy?
I think it's definitely a part of team synergy, right? Every team needs to spend some time playing together to really refine their skills and understand each other, I think is the biggest thing. But for me, it is actually that moment where someone said, Legacy, you can't mathematically make it anymore. And then they all looked at each other and they said, well, time to just shit on everyone. Yeah. Because what else can we do? And they just played like their best League of Legends for them and worried less about their opponents, and you can see how that affects them.
Well, so that's just maybe it's a mental thing, right? When the pressure's not on you anymore in order to perform, maybe that's like unleashing something.
It's like how you right now are the best you've ever been on the OPL.
There's no stakes. You can't fire me. I don't work here.
Exactly. And there's no way you can get fired for talking about tossing a baby into a hive of bees and wasps combined.
Hypothetical.
All right, I wouldn't do it.
It's true. We'll see what Chippies has to say about bee babies, because he's at the desk right now with Pyro.
Bee babies, what a great topic. How about we talk about the game instead, actually? All right. Because that was a good win for you guys. It was still a little bit messy there. Did you feel like you came in, you know, expecting to play like a loose and fast game, or was it really just meant to try and shore up some of the things you guys have been working on?
We come into every game with like a plan throughout the week, so we don't try hard against Bombers in Legacy, you know, like just equal. So I think we did the plan that's best against Legacy.
Fair enough, and you know, I think after the previous couple of games, it may have been feeling a little bit rough for you guys, but you were locked in all the same. Was the pressure maybe a little bit off because you had already secured that spot?
Yeah, there was some talk of like we're gonna do some troll picks or, you know, sub Shonen, but but like no, everyone cares about winning. Everyone cares about winning way more than like having fun. So.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Now, I got a bit of a personal question, because Gunkrab was doing another pop-off game on the Jinx. We've seen him on the Tristana a lot. You know, when you get one of those AD carries, I always kind of wonder, is he a bit of a wild man in comms? Is he yelling like, go, 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 go all the time? Or like, what is it like?
Depends on the game, eh? If you put him on like Ash, Varus, Israel, he's just like a silent boy, but as soon as he gets champs he likes, he's like screaming the comms down. So.
Oh, okay, so just unlocks him.
Yeah, unleashed.
Oh, man, I love it. Okay, hopefully get to see a lot more of that going into the gauntlet. But last question for you here. You got the luxury of seeing who you will face off against play in that first best of series. Who would you personally rather face, Order or Mammoth?
I think I'd rather face Mammoth because I want to be Richard, my good buddy.
All right. Good reason as well, I like it. Okay, well, it may be really frosty in here, but I can still go for McFlurry, so let's go on a quick break.
We don't believe in labels at Macca's, like dinner or breakfast, so we're getting rid of them. Now you can enjoy dinner or breakfast whenever you want it. McDonald's all-day menu, available 24/7.
Here are two things I enjoy about this part of the show.
Okay.
After every game. One, seeing what Pyra says to throw us into a McDonald's.
Yeah, has he
video.
pre-written those, or those he spitting them off the top of the dome?
Pyra, Completely off the top of my head.
Well done. Improvising.
He's a professional. Number 2. I enjoy the fact that a lot of the time, obviously, when we have people in here to interview, we're talking about the games that they just won, and we're talking about the fact that, we're interviewing them because they played well. And their reactions vary a lot. So Swiper is always sitting there with a massitive grin on his face.
He doesn't stop laughing.
He's just laughing and smiling every time we say something nice about him. I look at him and he's like,
very coy.
And the Order Boys are trying to stay really cool, calm, and composed. That's the thing. And then I throw something like Bee Babies as the throw to Chippies, and he just tanks that shit.
You really challenged him with that one.
He was just like, I have no time for you.
He's a serious man. He's a serious man.
He's a serious man. I mean, he's a delightful man. But he just if I can't throw him with Bee Babies, I don't know what's going to throw him.
I can't tell you those secrets.
I know.
You have to go into the realms of Kiwi jokes because it's between him and Shock. They make each other laugh endlessly, but I don't understand half of it.
Mental fortitude. That's all he's got.
The man is a hell of a professional. All right. Speaking of people who aren't professionals, us.
Sure,
except
fantastic.
for Rusty's very pro.
So try.
Except for the Heaty Weedy. We'll round out the Ask Nick box, Ask Hing box. One Nish says, what is your favorite region's theme? E.g., NA Double Lift Trash Talk, NA Clown Fiesta, Medivedi, the infamous Papa Smithy and Atlas duo. Obviously, OPL, best region. Other than that,
I think this is a bit niche, but my favourite thing, I don't know if this counts, is Revolta Swiffer, is the Brazilian...
The bromance?
Yeah, that bromance is my favourite thing to have followed for 3.5 years now.
Is it blossoming?
No, I think it's probably petered out.
On the down.
So the reason it stopped going international.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. Because it's not just Swiffer that stopped going; it was Revolta.
It's a romance based on location more than anything else.
They were star-crossed lovers. Those two got along so well. Revolta, for those that don't know from the CBL, honestly one of the most lovable, just amazing humans that I've ever met.
One of the most adorable, sweet dudes.
And they got along like a house on fire. But both of them stopped winning at the same time.
Yeah, so this was unintentional. I didn't mean this to turn into a roast. I apologise. I was just thinking about things I liked about League of Legends. Anyway,
there you go. There's yours, Rusty.
I feel like the obvious, because this is about Ose. The only one that stands out to me as iconic, besides Spooks and Swiffer as a duo that's known, is the Ose ARAM. It's just the classic Oceanic macro play of running it down mid.
What about the broader theme in OS of segments on the couch where we refuse to talk about League of Legends? That seems like a fun.
Like that.
Yeah, that's a cool. I'm enjoying being part of this. To be honest,
I mean, it makes it a safe space for anyone who comes on who doesn't know that much about League of Legends. I mean, that's really
it's pretty.
I feel like the painting. I don't know another region that does the painting. I feel like,
but you know what happens? These filthy North American, they steal everything we do. The podcast, take it, done. They did that. They took that. They took the coach interviews. We started that.
It took the chili as well.
They took the chili.
It's only a matter of time till you can see Kobe and whoever else doing painting on their streams. Or whoever.
So I'm very distracted. Spawn just got tangled up in a cord, nearly killed himself. But the painting, I mean, I would like to see the painting in another region. Because I feel like I'm looking at... Sorry?
We could art swap.
Art swap. Oh my god, that is such a good idea. Because I feel like, imitation is...
You know how you should do it? You should throw it to them by doing portraits of NA or Eurocasters. Do it, and then they'll have to. Otherwise it'll be rude. It'll be weird and creepy if they don't do it back, It'll just be like, hey, did you know there's some casters on the other side of the world who drew a portrait of you? What do you mean? Well, they spent a whole stream painting you, and then if they don't do it, that's going to really tank us as a region.
I love that it's like, and they're the weird and creepy ones if they don't do it back. We've got a crap load of time to fill during Gauntlet. Maybe day 2 or day 3, that's not a bad idea at all.
Who do you want to do a portrait of?
We could pick maybe one person from each region.
We do like a super portrait.
And then we get them to do one.
That's a good way to cover all bases.
Yeah.
Like the Ellen selfie, but of League of Legends casters and also painted.
This is a very good idea, and I'm not going to read Twitch chat right now because I don't want to know if they like it or not. Speaking of art as well, obviously we have the
The Gragman.
The new Graggers. And Spawn, could you pass me the Nico? I just want to point these out. That basically, just go for it. What we've done is take really nice art and replace it with ones that we've done. And we will continue to do this, but we do want to open this up to the viewing public, as of course Beck did this one to replace the old Graggers. You could do art and send it in, and we will, if it's bad enough, we'll put it on the shelf.
I guess what people can't actually see is it is on our wall. Like, it's in the set props right now.
Yeah.
So if you send it in, we can find room on the wall.
Yeah, we are honestly doing this, and in fact,
are we giving out awards and stuff?
Well, I think the prize is that you
real
get
estate.
You get real estate, like you get your art shown on screen. We could do an end of the split, like for next split, we could do end of the split. Like,
how many of those shelves are you giving out?
So here's my idea. You, Spawn, you're gonna hate this. Rusty, you won't care.
I'm not invested.
I might like it.
Actually, what we could do is get we take a picture of the set. And then people just need to paint the props that we have
to replace,
and then get replaced with pictures.
Can I say as well, this broadcast is going out to literally thousands of people. What you could do is plug your SoundCloud if you're a rapper or something, and then and then people go, oh, I'm interested in that. They've painted bloody Pantheon, and they've got to say, oh, maybe Pantheon's rapping,
There you go.
And I'll click on that.
Yeah.
Plug your SoundCloud.
That's your first one, rapping Pantheon.
Spawn?
I hate this idea.
Okay.
I don't want any more art on this show. In fact, I might break that painting on the way out tonight.
So if anything is going to convince you to do art and send it in, it should be what Spawn just said.
Yeah, because there's going to be a position on the wall opening up after Spawn breaks this, so feel free to replace this one.
I mean, we're getting a lot of responses here, so...
I knew we would. This is why you do this. You hand it to the people.
Yeah.
I think this is why I was a far superior host. I don't stoop to this level.
When Twitch chat agree with me, I love you guys. So just Photoshop count.
Proudly hated by the crew, by people watching.
Does Photoshop count? No. It needs
physical painting.
And it needs to be, you need to send in the canvas. It can't be like you send in a picture that we need to print off.
Yeah, you got to announce it yourselves.
Betado says, I can paint, where do I send it? We will put the address on the OPL Twitter page. I'm going to say we're going to pin it to the top.
Do people know, when I was working here, this was a secret location.
Apparently it's not an issue anymore, because it just gets sent in.
Yeah, ever since Nick leaked it the first time, it kind of is pointless to cover it up now.
I mean, worst case scenario, finish the art and just DM one of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if that's the way, you can just DM one of us and we'll send it to you.
I'll send it to Nick's box.
Yeah, there you go. AskNickBoy@gmail.com. I'll respond. I'll give you some painting advice and critique. But I feel like we should probably get this. Okay, good. Next question. Wow, that was a long.
Miami 19, 20
You shut down? Are you okay?
I'm trying to decide which one to do.
Nick.exe.
I think we'll make it quick, and I'll direct it at mainly you. Wayward Sun says, question mainly for Nick and Pyra and Hingers if he wants to chime in, but I'm mainly just going to put it at you. Okay. If you have your own team in the OPL, what is the name and who is on the roster?
Oh, I would call my team SKT1 because that team's available now.
B1.
Yes, B1. Yes, B1. That team name is available now. And I would take, I don't know, I think I would probably build it. Yeah. I think you build a team around FDI. Because he's young, he's still got a couple more years in him, he's very, very good. You build around the 80 carry. That's my theory. Next question, yes.
How do you get him off the incredibly successful team that he's on right now to come to your team, which is already a fiesta because you only have 0 players, and I hear you pay in honey?
Yes, I mean, look, people love honey. It's great for your throat if you're sick. It's good. Bacteria doesn't grow in it, so it's sterile. It lasts forever. They've opened jars of honey from ancient Egypt, and I'm told they're fine. Don't try that. So people laugh at the honey economy, but it is the coin of the realm.
I feel like you've now pivoted away from the question of how you get him off bombers.
So this is like you with build.
What it builds to, and you can tell the real side of a megalomaniac, is that simple questions like, do you pay in honey, and whatever got me talking about milk teas, end up with you proclaiming that you control the country's currency.
Honey is the coin of the realm.
All right. Well, there's your answer.
I've said a lot of dumb things on this broadcast. I think that might be the dumbest one.
Well, you got a few minutes more to top it, man.
Oh, it's still filling? All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say that FBI could potentially carry that team.
Here's the other secret people don't know, right? Is that imports coming to OS, it's a very attractive place because often if they're in a sort of a B league or a C league elsewhere in the world, they've got no chance of making worlds. But if they come to OS, it's a slightly less competitive, region than say Korea or China, and slightly, Hey, look, I remember what Showfire said. They could beat any team at SKT. All right, so OS on top, baby.
They did.
Yes, and I believe world champion Direwolves kind of have that maybe has it. Anyway, so I think what you do is you get 2 imports, probably from the same region.
Yep.
Probably from China or Korea. I imagine Korea. Oh no, China. I'm Chinese. I'll cop it. Yeah, we'll get it from China. So,
I'll cop it.
Yeah, we'll take.
This isn't a sacrifice.
It's
your team that you're putting together.
Like Mako.
I think I will. Yes. Yeah. All right. I'll take Clear on them. If that's that's the draft. So we've got FBI because I've already got an 80 carry. So I don't need
Mako, the greatest support in China, like Clear Up, probably the greatest jungler ever in my opinion. I'll get flamed for that. FBI. Who are you rounding it out with?
Put MLXG in top lane. There we go.
You got 3 imports.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. So now I need. I need a mid laner.
Is there a local talent minimum?
Yeah, you have to have 3 players.
3.
Okay,
so you need a mid laner and then a top laner, I guess. Ooh, big sweeps will probably take from top lane because you need a leader. Yes, Nick, question.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Well. Nick,
come on.
We had a discussion about this during the break, and you said that you refused to play ranked.
Hey! Don't you impugn my honor. I want the chat to know, I never said I refused to play ranked. I said I have not yet unlocked ranked. How dare you?
And I just think that if you need to be, minimum Diamond 4 to play in the OPL, it might be, or is it Diamond 3 now?
It's like Diamond 2
Diamond
now
2
or something, because there's only 4.
Oh, sure, because they've rejigged it. So you need to be minimum Diamond 2, and you have not unlocked ranked yet.
And yet, I've won 100% of the games I've played on stage. So, there you go. Okay, cool. Well, that's all the questions that I really have for that then.
Did you have anyone you wanted to draft in your team? Who would you build a team around?
Mainly me.
Okay. Captain, coach, and kicker. That's what you'd be.
Yeah, because I feel like I would want to bring in just 5 total unknowns, and just it's like a social experiment. You know what? Twitch chat. I'd bring in Twitch chat.
Different one each.
My 5 favorite
speaking of
people
pandering
from
to the
Twitch
audience,
my 5 favorite Twitch chatters. One of them is Sligging, and I like Fedora the Explorer, and I'm sure there's another 3 of you who are semi-decent human beings.
This reminds me of the time that Reddit was convinced that if they bought a team, like as a collective unit, and like the top upvoted posts on Reddit were how they managed the team, that they could do a better job than one of the teams that was currently in the NALCS.
Yeah, right.
I can't remember who it was, but this, which don't get me wrong, like I say nasty things about Twitch chat all the time. They're much better people than the people on Reddit. So if you're going down that train of thought, Nick, I don't know what to think about you anymore.
No, I just feel like I reckon it would be a nice exhibition thing to be like that seg. Once a week is we have like the Twitch chat team coached by Nick Boy to see how far we can get through this, and you guys just need to suffer playing.
The Twitch chat team was sort of tried a couple of years ago with the next gamer thing. They were basically
but this is legit.
I think that you could build a team from Twitch chat and the broadcast team could beat them. Let alone OPL.
That sounds like a split 2 challenge. So we're going to talk to the producers about that.
I think we should do that.
Yeah, I reckon that's a good idea.
Who's the broadcast team? It's the 4 of you in EGM, I guess. Well, you do have 2 former pros on that team, so that's not difficult.
Do I get to be on that team and coach the other team?
Absolutely. Or are you going to be a sleeper agent then on the other side?
You'll never know, Pyro, but what you are going to have to do
all I'm saying is his deliberate running it down mid isn't going to be any quicker or slower than his unintentional running it down bottom lane.
I think a sleeper agent needs to understand what they're doing in order to.
He's just creating a shutdown for your agent to collect later on in the game. He's not at that point.
Alright, well, we need to get into the McDonald's Champ Select, so I'm going to hand it over to Spawn and Pyro while I talk to Twitch chat about the best people to draft into my new team.
I hate that picture. I really hate that picture.
It rustles your jimmy.
It really does. It gets me going.
Yeah. I just still get weirded out about it that there was a knee and a leg that got turned into me without a shirt on.
I think you can't turn a knee or a leg into you. I think it was always secretly you, and we just hadn't identified it in the painting yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Nico can turn into different people and champions. Maybe like her leg just turned into me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I can't believe you wear a cap like that as well.
I do wear a cap like that.
Straighten up your cap,
yeah, it flattens my hair and it's comfortable. That's what I do. We're in picks and bans now. Direwolves Chiefs, the last game of the regular split here.
And it's important to note that Swiper isn't playing. I don't know if you picked that up yet.
I didn't. Dan's in. Oh, okay, cool. So they're having a little bit of fun at the end of the day. That's probably explains why I saw Big Swift's just hanging out.
I don't think it's a bit of fun. I think this guy's a genuinely talented top laner, a big carry player as well. So I'm interested to see what he brings out against Biopanther. The Chiefs, as far as academy building, have always had really good teams. Chiefs Black qualified when they had Lost as well as Rosie as their bottom lane duo. People would remember those names. They qualified last year with the Chiefs B lineup that had, you know, people that were like Omni and Guncrab. We've kind of gone through that already once today. So I think this is a lineup that will impress people coming OCS time and giving Tien, you know, early game reps in the OPL is only going to be beneficial for them in the long term, I think.
No, that's fair. Looking for the future, an eye towards it, absolutely, as the Chiefs locked into number 2. Don't have to worry about really sacrificing anything in this game, and we'll see how Tien plays up against Biopanther.
I want to also know whether the H is silent, because I feel like Tien.
Why don't we split the difference this time?
Tien?
I think we're going to go with Tien. We're going to go with Tien. Cool. Good to know. And there's going to be the quick lock-in of the Rise. Now, Jace has been left up for like pretty much the first time in like this patch.
Yep.
And it'll be instantly locked by Tien, and we get the Lucian for Raze.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those really flexible picks. Jake's can go anywhere. In fact, if that Lucian hadn't been locked in, I would say, you know, that could even be an 80 carry Jace, because Quinn plays absolutely everything. So I think that that's a good lineup. In saying that, they do have Jarvan Galio available on the other side. That's going to be locked in straight away. We've seen a lot of success on Jarvan Galio today.
Yeah,
I think it's very fair to say.
There has been. It's a bit of a wombo combo, and they throw the Rise in on top of it as well. I want to see Andrew go for that Draven play. I really want to see them just like swag out at the very end of it.
Well, Raze is the best Draven player on the server, I think. So throwing the gauntlet at Raze would be a very interesting move, I would say. Raze doesn't take kindly to people doing things like that. In fact, I was listening to a conversation upstairs between Spooks and Raze, and Spooks said, you know, I always yell when I play against you, and Raze is like, yeah, I always hear, and I always kill you like straight away afterwards, because it really annoys me. And I was just like, you need to stop doing that. But it has been respect and away Pyra.
Yep. So they do recognize that's a pretty latent threat here. Direwolves bands back to them. What do they focus on now with one flex pick and a bot lane?
Get rid of Azir Orianna. They're two of Claire's best champions. I think that makes a lot of sense. Zoe Syndra, I'm actually having an aneurysm. Zoe and Syndra are still available, so maybe you take them away if you want to hit the OP mid lane champions.
Yeah, so Syndra is removed for now. It's back over to Chiefs. Do they focus more on Andrew?
I can't believe that just happened to me. I've never had that happen.
Yeah.
Where I've tried to say this a word 3 times and a different word has come out.
That happens to me all the time.
Just joining the club.
Yeah, well, it's what happens when you spend enough time with me. It just kind of starts rubbing off on you, Spawn. The Ezreal's banned away. So
that makes sense, because they want to fight bottom lane. They've got Thresh Lucian. Ezreal kind of says, I'm not fighting against anyone. I'm going to farm up with Machine. And that's going to be the 2 OP mid laners knocked away by the Direwolves lineup.
All right, back over to Chiefs. Now we're going to get to have some of this mystery answered, where the Jace is going to go. A lot of fun flashes there. Playing with my heartstrings, Chiefs, and it's going to be the lock-in of the Lee Sin for only.
Underrated Lee Sin player. I nearly said overrated. Apologies to only. Underrated Lee Sin player. I think that he's actually quite good at the champion. I think that only when he's on aggressive picks really does go to a different gear. I used to say that I liked his Olaf and his Gragas a lot for that reason. Plays a mean Kindred, and I think that he can play Lee Sin. Lee Sin's pretty good at the Jarvan. I like the matchup. In saying that, Rek'Sai is still available. They can still flex Jarvan to the top lane. And, you know, get the counter pick there if they so please. But I don't think it's as bad as people make out. I think there's still options for Lee Sin to get things done.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. So, with the Draven and the Ezreal banned away for Andrew, the no-brainer pick is the Kaisa. It is going to be locked in. And as a reminder, he is our POV stream today, so you get to watch Andrew. Direwolves 8 seconds left to pick their last. Let's see if they do flex the Jarvan. Ooh.
Not changed Urgot. This is still Urgot with shield on W and nothing on flip. And he's W doesn't last forever. On current patch, if you have 5 ranks in the Gatling gun, it's a toggle. You turn it on and off, and it just lasts forever. Interested to see what they go mid or top here. Given the fact that it is a mid lane rise, they can always flex that Jace into the top lane and it will be absolutely fine and take Claire's pick here, something like a Cassiopeia, a Kali.
Whoa! Well, this is a bit of a throwback matchup. Is it got a Kali? It should be. I would hope. Maybe not. Maybe it's go mid. I don't know. We got like 20 seconds to figure that out.
Yeah, it could go mid. There's 2 different builds for Akali at the moment. There's an 80 Akali build running around. I don't like it as much as the standard Gunblade build. I've seen Faker and Chovy play a lot of mid lane Akali at the moment. I like to watch both their streams and they have some sick highlights. It looks like they're going to stay with it.
Okay, so it ends up staying in the mid lane up against the Rise. So Chiefs, going for some old picks. Direwolves doing the same thing with Bio back on the Ergot. I had to kind of blink a couple times and ask myself, what patch was it? We're at 9.5.
Yeah, it certainly is, so the changes aren't through. The Akali ones are, however. She's not as bad on this patch as she was in patch before, and I actually think she's still pretty good. I was surprised we didn't see more of it because players like Swiffer, Tally, Claire, I think you throw in people like Mimic as well as Ryoma as well. All really, really good. Triple was a great Akali player when it was running around. They're all assassin players, so I think that it was only time before it came back into meta. Right. And they're 1 and 2 item team fight. You get Ghostblade onto the Jace as well as, the Revolver onto Akali, Blade of the Ruined King onto Rage, you're ready to fight straight away. This team comp just really takes off in the early game.
Yep. Just want to rev that ignition switch early on, get the snowball rolling, and see if they can take the win against Direwolves.
They also don't need ultimates to fight. That's one of the things that Jace brings to it, but Lucian also not ulti-reliant, I don't think, in this competition, whereas I think Biopanther, Ubisoft, and Corporal really are going to be gated by their ultimate cooldowns in this, and they're going to have to pick their windows to really go for the 5v5 Tim fights and not allow the Chiefs lineup to run over the top of them.
Well, Direwolves would definitely like to play slow and steady more often than not over the course of this split. We'll see as they get underway on the blue side. Last chance to try and make something happen for themselves. Only 1 win so far in the OPL, and it's been a rough ride for the Wolfpack. There's a lot of young players coming in and up from the OCS.
I was kind of laughing at Rusty yesterday when he said he was hungry.
Yeah?
And watching the mix on that.
Oh yeah, where are you going with this?
And I'm starving now.
Dude, I have to throw to the commercial every time.
A Big Mac.
Yeah?
I would like a fresh Big Mac.
Yeah.
If anyone got me a fresh Big Mac right now, I would love them forever.
So I am going to also throw that out into the ether, but I'm going to go for McNuggets.
McNuggets?
I've been feeling some McNuggets lately. It's my jam.
Good Lee Sin skin, my favorite.
Oh, the Muay Thai?
Muay Thai.
Really? I like the Bruce Lee Sin.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that one's really fun. I don't play any skins. It's the sunglasses and the jacket,
If you have a chroma, I don't use it. I'm the opposite of Egypt.
Okay. More like Faker. He doesn't even use skins.
He doesn't. Rookie mistake there. Ergot always kills level 1 wards.
Yeah, shotgun knees.
Means you'll get level 2 off the first wave. Did you know that?
I do know. It's good stuff. It's a nice little advantage there. For a team that's going to be a little bit more gated by levels, and Corporal does take a lot of damage early on. Andrew is more than willing to answer the barrage of rockets.
All right, now this is a lane that I really want to focus in on because Swiper has to retire someday. Surely. Like, he's played forever.
So at the end is just hair apparent right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying if he gets a good game in here, maybe don't even expect to see Swiper ever again.
Wow. Bold statement, Spawn.
Very bold statement. Swiper's had probably his best season so far.
I guarantee you Brandon's just listening right now, is laughing his head off.
Absolutely. But I'm really excited about this prospect. I think top lane is a lane that is unexplored in the ecosystem. A lot of our top laners have been around for a very long time.
That's very true, actually.
And I'm really excited to see how he goes in this matchup against Biopanther, who is also one of our newer talents.
He is newer. He's the oldest standing member of Direwolves, however.
Good flash.
That's a good flash, and respect play. Heal out by Andrew, just get the speed up here.
So
the reason, in the lane.
Yeah, the reason that was really nicely done is because Chiefs are pushing for level 2. They have that extra creep, and they are always going to walk forward on the back end of that, especially with an aggressive laner like Thresh and Lucian. Ubisoft reads that really well. Second camp comes bottom lane. It's a disjointed timing. I think that caught them by surprise and got the flash.
Fair check. A couple of shurikens there at get back.
So all the healing gone from Akali's Q now. Yeah. Important to talk about because it guts her sustain in lane. That's why you always have to run fleet now, although it was the most popular rune even in the past. Until you have Gunblade, the sustain really sucks. Expect him to go towards the cutlass as opposed to the revolver is his first item, because otherwise he'll have all-in threat, but he really will struggle to be able to live through the poke damage that Ryze is going to put in. Akali must play in the wave.
So that was one of the big changes that had made Akali a lot weaker overall. That was several patches back. So talk to me a little bit more about the recent stuff that's made her stronger.
Yeah, so now she isn't always seen by turrets unless she's hitting people and in turret range. So just a little couple of things.
Speaking of scene, Udasov, I don't think they saw him coming on this one. The dive down to the bot side. It's first blood for Andrew. Traded back though. Corporal gives his life. Both supports down.
Always a risky play to go for that one. So it is a 1-for-1 trade, and they're going to push the next wave into turret, which is really important because going to deny a lot of experience onto Ayla. However, in saying that, they've just given a truckload of solo experience to Raze, and he should be able to get a base off the back of this. This is what I was going to talk about, is the fact that Akali is energy gated in the sense that you can only use 2 Qs before you have to pop your W or, you know, retreat out of that, which means that she can't just keep throwing abilities at the wave on cooldown, unlike someone like Zed. But at the same time, is able to win the war of attrition versus mana users a lot of the time. So I expect to get back to base, probably for double Dark Seal in this matchup. I think would be a really good build to go towards. Potentially will still just go for the tiering, try and scale through the early game, but I think he can get some bullying done with double Dark Seal. I would like to see him kind of throw the gauntlet at Claire for taking this melee assassin into Ryze, because this is always a Ryze favourite matchup in my opinion. Carling never really was able to win this one super hard.
Claire gave himself a bit of a challenge. He did opt into this. Well, it was a switch around because they could have guessed that maybe this was a top lane Ryze, but you have to think that default should be in the mid.
Well, he last picked it, so like he was either going to be against Urgot or Ryze. I think both of them are kind of, you know, they're hard matchups. Another gang coming into the bottom lane. Raze still has double summoners, however, and Ayla playing off the creep wave is very smart here.
Here we go, flag and drag, and the lantern. Yeah, exactly the positioning they wanted. Even fish for a hook, couldn't find a target, but didn't matter.
They knew exactly what was happening there. Look at the top side jungle. They know that there is nothing available up there for Ubisoft to go get. They read that play very nicely.